What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. You guys know what it is. All right, so today is Saturday, July 27th. It is my beautiful daughter's birthday. She turned 9 today. And so we're going to go out and have some fun. And that's why I have this in a two-part series. So we're going to talk some now, guys, but we get ready. I'm getting ready to leave here soon in about an hour. And so we're just going to start off before I leave to take the little one out. So anyway, we did positive thinking this week, and we did also breaking unwanted habits. So for those of you who were there with us, um, for those two conversations, that's basically what we're going to go over today. We're going to dive into that a little more. Maybe if you guys have some questions or experiences you like to share, we could discuss those, or maybe you just wanted to know how you could get over certain negative emotions. Maybe you would like to go over some of the techniques that we talked about over the week. But that's what this is about. This is about, the positive thinking and the segments that we went over this week. We're going to touch on those and speak about that on Saturday. And we're going to do that every Saturday. So while I'm pulling up, what I am doing now is pulling up what we spoke on last week. So I'll pull that up right quick. Well, hey guys, anyway, it's a lot to talk about concerning positive thinking, breaking habits. I don't have to look up specifically what we talked about last week because I could go on and on for days about this. First and foremost, I will go back to we have to remember every morning to do our best to start our mornings off the way they're supposed to go, guys, because if you start your morning off bad, then it seems like your day tends to spiral down. We talked about that before. James Arthur Ray, I watched this thing with him. I think it was that flick, The Secret, but he said something about that, how your day will spiral down, like you'll go in a down spiral if you start your day off bad. So you want to do your best to at least start your day off good. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna uh, that's gonna start us off on the right track to having a positive day, to having a joyous day. Chin Smoke in the building. What's up, Chin? I appreciate you coming through, man. Um, yeah. Well, you know what we're doing here today, Chin. We're just talking about the power of the mind, and I said positive thinking. This is what we're focused on. So this week, our two segments were actually breaking unwanted habits and shifting our thinking. That's what we spoke about this week, and so I'm doing a two-part series today because today is my daughter's birthday, and we're going to go out and have some fun. But I want you guys to, you know, you can ask anything you like if you have any questions on the habits, performing these habits or not performing these habits, but acquiring these habits, I would say. Um, you know, this is what we're here to talk about now because, hey, listen, we are habitual beings. As humans, we're habitual beings. And what's better than to form habits of things that will make you feel good? It's enough things in this world to make us feel down or sad or angry, or you know, you could cut on the news for that. Any channel, you cut on the news and there's things to give you negative emotions. There's famine around the world, there's death, there's murder, there's mayhem, there's wars. So it's plenty of things in this world to feel negative about. What we need to do is create habits of feeling positive, things that make us feel good every day. And that's what we were talking about during the segment of breaking unwanted habits. The key to breaking anything is to just create the opposite. When you look at things in the sense of breaking or stopping or fighting against, you somewhat working against yourself, because um, you're still thinking of what you don't want. All right, so we have to be conscious of that. We have to think about the things we do want. So instead of trying to break or fight or disrupt or stop something, why don't you just create new things? Create things you do want. 'Cause that's the easiest way to so-called break a habit. If you have a habit of using too much salt, just create a habit of using 2 drops and then put it back. And see, that would be a habit that you have created, right? Just 2 drops, put it back. So you didn't have to fight anything. You didn't have to fight yourself from using too much salt. And this is the mental battle that we play with ourselves. We tell ourselves that we have to stop, or we have to push against, or we have to fight. Remember, guys, I talked about this in the first week, in the first segment. Whether you think you do want or you don't want, if you're thinking that, that's most likely what you'll manifest into your existence. That's what you will. That's basically what you're asking God for, because you don't. When you. This is how we connect it with God. Our thoughts send Him the message to what our desires are. So we have to think in the right mindset. And the first segment this week, we spoke on shifting our thinking. You know, shifting our thinking and creating new habits. See, this is all of these things are tied in, guys. Um, these are all techniques that help you create this positive way of thinking, this positive vibe, so to speak, on a day-to-day basis, effortlessly. Samuel Shaw, how you doing, brother? I appreciate you coming over. Just going over some of the power of the mind topics this week, which we're we're thinking we're staying on the theme of positive thinking, Samuel. But the 2 segments this week was basically shifting our thinking and breaking unwanted habits. So we touching on that this week. That's what we're talking about. And I appreciate you coming over too, man. K Harvey, what's up, fam? Hey, Harvey in the building. Yep. So just the power of the mind, guys. I appreciate you guys coming. So Chin Smoke says the power of positive thinking can get you through some hard times. I've changed my energy away from negative thoughts, and in time started seeing feeling different. Stay positive. Started feeling the difference. Stay positive. That is a fact, Chin. That's a fact, because again, we are Chin, let me give you a wrench too, man. Let me give you a wrench, bro. I wanna um so yeah, guys. That's a fact what Chen says. Again, we're habitual beings. So if you get in the habit of positive, you know, like you should just expect that, these things. But listen, if you ever notice someone who's miserable all the time, you get to the point where you really don't even want to go around that person. You know what I mean? Oh man, yeah, I don't want to go over there. He be in the dumps all the time, and you feel that way because that energy, that aura, bleeds out. It like, you know, we need to be around like-minded people. And people that's miserable all the time or feeling down in the dumps, that's not of the like mind. That's not the mindset that I'm in, And so, uh, there you go. Yeah, there you go, brother. I had to put you down with the blue. Chin is always supports us here. So yeah, anyway, listen guys, what you think about, we have to understand this. What you think about is what will come into your experience. Period. So we have to stay conscious of our thoughts. And this is why positive thinking is so important. Because if what you think about is what will come into your experience, why would you want to think negative? Because then you would be inviting negative things into your experience. You understand? All right. So Chin Smoke says, appreciate the wrench, D Jefferson. Salute, brother. Oh, yeah, no doubt, Chin. Yeah, man, you support us and all of that, bro. You're always here. Samuel, Chin Smoke, you've been getting wrenched up all week. Salute, bro. Yep. Has he? Have you really, Chin? That's because Chin's a good dude, man. And he always come with good vibes and good content. And, not the foolishness. Even when I don't agree with Chin on the sports talk, he always has valid points. And plus, guys, I don't know how everybody else are doing, doing their wrenches. Some people are doing them as fan favorites, so to speak. But I'm just starting this channel, so I already know. Remember, guys, positive thinking. Positive thinking. I already know that this channel is going to go a long way. Okay, and when these live chats get bigger and a lot of people in there, and I don't want people in here saying derogative things or doing a whole lot of cursing, and so I'm gonna need help because I do a lot of talking. I run my mouth, and so we're gonna need moderators to kind of kick that stuff back, because I don't want to allow that, and I can't sit here and worry about that. And so I'm taking the moderated thing seriously. Of course, as much respect to the guys that get it, but um, as I grow, everybody's not getting wrenches. Trust and believe that, guys. You know what I mean? So anyway, back to the topic though. Let's speak a little bit on shifting our thinking, which is what we started the week off with. So in the beginning, I talked about your paradigm. Your paradigm is your total way of thinking. Is connected to your culture, the country you were raised in, the part of the country you was raised in, your family environment. This is your paradigm. Your paradigm pretty much formulates your personality, who you're gonna be, what your values, morals, ethics are. This is your paradigm, and so you know from our family and social media and television, movies, radio, media in general, um, school, and our culture, basically uh, we've been led to think a certain way. And so in this culture, negativity is high in the American culture. So we've been basically brought up to think negative in a sense about a lot of things. Let me turn this camera for a second, guys. A little sunlight bothering me. All right. So we have to shift our paradigm. And so you can't just automatically overnight change everything because this is something that's been bred into our ancestors, our parents, the school systems, the television. So you can't just shift everything overnight. So the techniques we talked about earlier this week is to shift our way, to shift our thinking. And you start slowly but surely. Certain ideals and certain perspectives that we take that we look at as being bad, there's only perspective. There may not be a bad or good in that situation because cultures are different. People see things differently. People feel things in a different way. So we have to appreciate everybody else's feelings and everybody else's culture and change our way of thinking and have a open understanding. And when you have an open understanding and kind of shift the way you think about certain things and change your ideals and perspectives, then that leads to um, less debates and arguments. It leads to more empathy, sympathy, and understanding. And so those are things of positive nature. And those are things of positive thinking. And those are things that make you feel good. So we have to shift our way of thinking in segments. And as we do that, we will shift our paradigm. It will change the total way of thinking. T-Tone Toledo just stepped in the building. I appreciate you coming out, T-Tone. T-Tone said, how about use of your mind power to shift that soccer? This is a big sport, bigger sport than curling. T-Tone. T-Tone, I love you, bro. T-Tone stays on me about the soccer. Uh, Come here, baby. This is my daughter. She just turned 9 today. That's daddy's baby. T-Tone loves the soccer. I wish I could, T-Tone. There's just so much to dig into, man. I got so much that I'm doing. But tennis is our favorite tennis over soccer. Sorry, T-Tone. Oh, there we go, guys. That's my outside yawn today. All right, so Samuel Shaw says, pretty much everything we have learned in this culture has been a lie. And we have to actually start relearning it all over again. Samuel Shaw uh, says things that are extremely profound. I appreciate you, Samuel Shaw. Listen, that is basically, in a nutshell, Samuel Shaw broke down what I'm talking about when I say a paradigm shift. Okay, and I'll read that again for all of you guys that didn't hear that. Pretty much everything we have learned in this culture has been a lie. And we have to actually start relearning all over again. Yes, a lie. It's, ideals and morals and ethics are based on this culture and this society. It's not based on the world. This is why a lot of countries worldwide think Americans are nuts. And it's not us, it's the ideals, it's a lot of us as Americans are starting to understand that the ideals and beliefs of this culture are not what we agree on. And we live in this country, but the world doesn't see us that way. They just see us as Americans. And so we have to change these stereotypes and idiosyncrasies. And it first starts within us. We have to shift our paradigm. And as Samuel Shaw says, we have to relearn. Boxing Monster in the building. What you got to say, funny Boxing Monster? Let me get to this chat right quick. T-Tone says, the young love keeps us going. That is a fact, T-Tone. Young love does keep us going. Chin Smoke says, happy birthday to the birthday girl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a good time, man. We're going to take her out. Boxing Monster says, Samuel Shaw is the wisest Indian in Indiana. I knew you had something to say. On the wise, yeah, okay. So Boxing Monster, salute, bro. He always give me a laugh. That's my dog. Um, yeah, so yeah, guys, that so back to these habits. Back to these habits. And like I said, all of this ties in, and God, I knew this was going to be okay. So we still got some time, guys. Um, all of this stuff ties in because when we create the habits that we prefer to have, okay, right, like smoking. But when we create the habits that we prefer to have, then we're doing basically the things that we want to do. Okay. You know how many people in the country smoke cigarettes? And every day you hear them say, man, I got to stop smoking these cigarettes. Man, I don't want to smoke these cigarettes. And it's a fact. It's a fact. They really don't want to smoke these cigarettes, right? And so uh, when you think about that, why are they doing it? If you don't want to do something, don't do it. They're doing it because it's a habit. Remember, we're habitual beings. And this is an example of somebody performing or, uh, you know, acting out a habit that they don't really desire. They really desire to stop smoking, right? So, we need to create habits that we desire. Like I said, a lot of people want to be more fit, so start exercising. I'm telling you, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. Uh, I got sick and I had an infection and lost a lot of weight, and so I'm bouncing back now. And I love exercising. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel good in the morning. Makes me feel good throughout the day. And it's a habit that I enjoy. Like sometimes I won't lie. Like sometimes like gotta get up. But I'm telling you, like the first 3 or 4 minutes into the workout, I'm in. I'm in. Like I want to complete it. So that's a habit that I desire. And we have to start creating habits that we desire more because here's the thing, guys, there's only 24 hours in a day. You're gonna sleep anywhere from 5 to 9 hours, depending on how you guys wish to sleep. Some people sleep longer, some people sleep less. So from 5 to 9 hours, let's just take nine. Let's just take the long. You got 15 hours left in the day. Well, I'll exercise for an hour, hour and 20 minutes, and then I have to shower. So that's an hour and a half of my day gone. Guys, that's an hour and a half of my day gone that's going to start my day off making me, or having me feel positive. This is what we have to practice. It doesn't have to be exercise. It could be meditation. Some people enjoy meditating, visualization. You just sit and think about the things you want. It could be watching your favorite show. It could be cutting on some music in the morning. Whatever you decide to do, just create habits that make you feel good. So if you're acting out these habits throughout the day, you're utilizing a lot of your time out today feeling good, right? And that's what it's all about. And that's why I say stay away from wanting to break or fight anything because I, I labeled it or I titled it "Breaking Unwanted Habits" to grasp the attention because this is what people want to do. They want to get rid of unwanted habits, but the way you do that is to focus on creating desired habits, right, guys? The habits that we desire. Let me go to the chat here for a second. Smoke Dog, yeah, that's me, Boxing Monster. You know it. Samuel Shaw says also to get that positive thinking that we strive for, it has to start with the things that we put in our bodies. I sleep about 4 hours per day. Yeah, Boxing Monster. I know a lot of people that sleep about 4 hours. Some people think that that's not healthy. It's not true. It's only unhealthy depending on what lifestyle you live. Now, to what Samuel Shaw says, listen, super important, guys. Super important. Our bodies are that's our temple. That's if break down the word disease, right? Disease, dis-ease. Dis-ease, disease, right? So if your body is at dis-ease, you guys get where I'm going with that? This is you put the wrong things in your body, then you feel indigestion, gas pains, you get blood clots, cholesterol goes up, and you feel at dis-ease, right? But a long time and putting this stuff into your body, feeling at dis-ease, right? What happens? A disease formulates in your body. Yeah, guys, I'm not making all of this up, right? This is actual. This is what it is. So, what Samuel Shaw says there, and again, I appreciate you, Samuel Shaw. We have to watch what we put in our bodies. Over a year, almost 2 years ago, my wife and I decided to stop eating meat altogether. When I was 24, I decided to stop eating pork. I said, okay, no more pork. And when I decided to stop eating pork at that age, I'll tell you something, guys. I stopped getting headaches as often. I used to get headaches 2 or 3 times a day. They poof once, twice a week. Joint and muscle aches. I used to have a lot of that. Stopped with pork. And I even had more energy when I stopped eating pork. So that was 20 when I was 24 years ago, guys. Years ago. Um, and so just close to a couple of years here. Now, let me see. Just to, I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's right. You see that? Yeah, yeah, y'all can see it. That's my baby's cake. Oh yeah. All right, my wife's taking it. She'll only mess it up. All right, so um, you know, we decided to stop eating all meats, all land animals, and byproducts of them. So all land animals, guys. So I do eat seafood, certain seafoods, like still some fish and you know, lobster maybe, or I don't know, some seafoods. I don't eat all seafoods, but anyway, we eat some seafoods. But all land animals and byproducts of them, we don't eat it anymore. And I felt better when I stopped eating pork, but when I stopped eating all meats, oh man, it is a tremendous difference. And the byproducts, like no cheese, milk, eggs, no dairy products, period, or anything made with eggs. I don't eat like mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise, right? But Miracle Whip and Hellman's and all of that stuff, I don't eat that anymore because it has eggs in it. Okay. And so it's this stuff called veganase, and it's made from olive oil and sunflower and some other mixes, and it's pretty good. You know, I don't these days I don't look for the same. I don't look for the same. I don't look for an alternative to. I just look to eat the right foods, because if you want to change, then change your taste buds as well. Stop trying to. A lot of these people go vegan or whatever, and they're trying to get something to replace the flavors that they had before. That stuff wasn't any good for you. So kill the nostalgia of that. Search for something that tastes different. Search for a different taste, different. Get your taste buds flowing differently, and then that way you can accept. I can accept more green tasting foods, like leafy foods. I can accept that more now. They taste better to me. Fresh foods. When I was eating a lot of that crap and sugars and stuff, fresh vegetables is like, it didn't really taste good, but now they taste great to me. And that's because I don't desire to replace those things that we had before. All right, Boxer Monster says I sleep about 4 hours. Samuel Shaw said, Boxer Monster, if you took them panties off your head, maybe you could get 8 hours of sleep. Yeah, good one. He said, Samuel Shaw, I sleep 4 hours a day and about 10 hours on YouTube, 10 hours on porn. No time for panties. Oh, man, you guys are funny, man. All right. Yeah, so Boxing Monster says, no pork, no steak. You F's that. Yeah, man, that's right, bro. That beef and that pork and the chicken, Boxing Monster. I know you didn't say that. I noticed you didn't say that, but you need to throw that right there in the mix because it's just as bad for you, brother. John Kramer in the building. John Kramer, I appreciate you coming out, bro. We just talking the power of the mind today. Talking about right now we're actually speaking on foods, but Samuel Shaw brought up a good point how we're talking about positive thinking and feeling good. So Samuel Shaw brought up a point about the foods we eat, you know, is a part of that. We have to watch the things we eat. So we kind of got into that. And we're speaking on that now. Boxing Monster says, I'm going to eat some pork butt tacos. The Hooker versus Ramirez fight. T-Tone, heck yeah, D. Have a great day with your little girl. Oh, yeah, buddy. We are. We're going to have a good time. I got about 22 minutes with you, fella. 25 minutes, 23, something like that. All right. So, John Kramer says, salute, D fan. What's good? Salute to you, John. Just getting to your chat late. Samuel says, a pig doesn't have any sweat glands, so are taking in all those toxins from the swine. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's pork just can't be good for you, bro. And uh speaking of toxins, good, John Kramer, don't. No pork, buddy. No pork. JC got it right. So speaking of pork, guys, you gotta know that if anything clogs your arteries and cause cholesterol and all of that kind of stuff. Why would you continue to eat that? It's amazing that that stuff tastes as good as it do. I won't lie. When I was eating pork back in the day, I can't say it didn't taste good. It tastes fabulous. But that's the death of it, man. You know what I mean? Certain sugars, like not natural sugars like nectar, agave nectar and such, but certain sugars like, dextrose and glucose is artificial, right? Fructose is the natural sugars. Is that right? Fructose is artificial. Sucrose. Oh, so all three of them are. So guys, get that. Dextrose, fructose, and glucose are artificial. No, glucose and sucrose is natural. I want to get this right. Dextrose and fructose is artificial. Stay away from those sugars, guys. Glucose and sucrose, the S and the G, those are the natural sugars. Okay, like I don't use Del Monte or Dole sugars. I use, it's called Simple Truth Organic, natural granulated sugar cane. It comes right from the sugar cane. It's not into these factories, all that. And I actually use very little of that. I don't use a lot of that. I use agave nectar. Okay, that's from a plant, guys. There's no fructose or dextrose in that. Okay, those are man-made sugars, and they're terrible for you. All of the snacks you go see in the store, if you go into these convenience stores, damn near everything in there I don't eat. I eat like some of the peanuts but all of that stuff, guys, the chips, the cakes, I don't even buy any of that stuff. I might buy a Pop Tart here and there, a brown sugar one, and that's bad, but to me, that's pushing it. That's pushing it. That's crossing the line. I'm living on the edge with that. Let me read some of y'all comments here. John says, "Happy born day to the young princess." Thank you, John. I appreciate that. She's gonna have a great time. John says, "I got 4 kids, and all of their birthday are in May. 1, 3, 7, and 20. Hey, bro, check it out. Is my wife's and my daughter's birthday is a day apart. My wife's birthday is tomorrow on the 28th. My birthday is August 1st, and my 20-year-old birthday, she's getting ready to be 21, is August 18th. We all Leos, bro. We all close too. Right. And then we got 2 nephews on my wife's birthday and my daughter's birthday. It's all a bunch of Leos. But yeah, that's what's up. So anyway, let me get back to you guys' chat. Boxer Monster said, God made pig perfect. Don't go turning your back on God's creations for us. Monster, you're always a comedian, bro. He puts 2 pig emojis up there. Listen, God did make pig perfect, Boxing Monster, but guess what? He didn't make it for us to eat. You see these teeth? They're rounded. You know why our teeth are rounded, Boxing Monster? So that we can eat vegetables, grains, breads. It's not meant for serrating flesh. That's why, cracking through bones. We're not hyenas and sharks. So we don't have those type of teeth in our mouths. So that's why, God didn't make pigs for us to be eaten on, Monster. So I agree with you, brother, but only partially. Samuel Shaw says, Boxing Monster, God said, stay away from the swine. Well, Samuel Shaw, I will agree with you because I believe he doesn't want us to eat any of his animals. Uh, Not only the swine, you know. I don't think we supposed to be eating the cows, the deer, the skunk, the squirrel, or whatever else people decide to eat, possum and snake and all of that kind of stuff. But I will agree with the swine for sure. Chin Smoke says, so you're saying I got to give up bacon? Oh boy, Chin, that was one of the hardest things for me to give up, man. But if I was you, Chin, I would give up bacon because here's the thing. Remember, I talked to you about how it was making me feel, and it probably makes you feel bad in some ways, and you just don't realize it yet. So remember, guys, positive, good feelings. This is what it's all about. I'm not going to stray away from that. This is why we're talking about foods. We're supposed to eat foods that make us feel good, that make our body feel good, that nourishes us and energizes us. Right? Pork doesn't do that for us. So yeah, Chen, I would suggest you give up that pork bacon, brother. John Kramer. Now, see, this is what it's all about, guys, and this is why I like to have these chats because we're supposed to share. And if you guys notice, I put part one there because we usually have more time. I'm going to do part two later this evening, but I'm going to go have some fun with my daughter. Okay, but this is why we have these things so we should share with each other and know how to work through situations. So John says, JC says, I was 300 pounds last year. I'm down to 230. Awesome, John. I feel great. I cut out a lot of bad foods. Stay in the gym now. Look, that is amazing, John. And I wish we could trade, bro. Like I want to put on some pounds. You're doing a hell of a job losing it. But to go from 300 to 230 has to feel amazing. And I was speaking on exercising, and I know John feels the same way I do. After I exercise, you just feel like you want to do more, you know. And shout out to John Kramer for losing that weight and staying on in the gym to keep it down. Uh, Shout out to you, John. And stay focused on the end result, John. I don't know what your end result is. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. I don't know what your end result is, but stay focused on your end result. Because remember, the things we think about, that's what we manifest, right? So if you want to be, say, 215, 215 like that, because I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm cut up, like, you know, and I will be as I continue to grow. If you want to be 215 and in shape, cut up, man, focus on that. Don't think about the 300. Don't even think about the 230. If you want to be 185 and cut up, I think my goal is 180, 185, and I'm gonna stop because I'm only 5'6", and I don't want to be too, you know, I don't want that bodybuilder style look. 185 will be plenty big enough at 5'6". But oh, I meant to hold the camera down. So Samuel says, I'm a Leo too. My B-Day was Justice. Oh, that's what's up. Shout out. See, that's why we agree on a lot. That's why we eye to eye, Samuel. It's the lion in us, bro. King of the jungle. We the king of this thing here. Sam Boxing Monster says Samuel Shaw. That was King James' interpretation. Yeah. King James. Is he a Leo? I don't know. Chin smoked turkey bacon is not that bad. Yeah. That was actually my alternative Samuel Shaw. Turkey bacon. I was eating turkey bacon. Beef bacon taste was really strange. It wasn't bad, but it was just different. But when I stopped eating all meat, so you know that changed everything. I don't eat any bacon now. Not turkey, beef, pork, chicken, none of that. But turkey bacon is a much better alternative if you're still eating meats. I would have to agree with that, Samuel. Chin smoke. What's good, John Kramer? Just enjoying the chat, brother. Well, hey, that makes me feel good to hear that you're enjoying the chat. I appreciate that, man. I'm enjoying you guys' company. I really appreciate you guys coming over. No more fried foods for me, John Kramer says. Boxing Monster said D. Jefferson is not bad to give up meats. I've done 40 days for Lent every. You know what? That's a good idea too, Boxing Monster. Let's talk on that, guys, because remember it's about feeling good. And Samuel Shaw brought up a point of meats, or not meats. I'm sorry, the food you eat, right? Okay, so cool. Boxing Monster takes off for 40 days. Listen, a fast is a beautiful way to detox and make yourself feel better. So, for all of you guys that eat red meats, deer, goats, lamb, beef, whatever, bison, even. For all of you guys that eat red meat, understand this. For every bit of red meat that you eat, it takes you 3 times as long to digest that. So here's the thing, you always have a certain amount of red meat in your body that is undigested. So what Boxing Monster does when he takes this leave of eating meat, he's actually naturally detoxing himself. And 40 days is a good amount of time, guys. That's over a month. So that's a good strategy, Boxing Monster. And I appreciate you sharing that, brother. But the ultimate goal and the best thing is to, hey baby, the best thing is to stop eating meats altogether. And John, I'm going to speak on what you talked about as well. John Kramer says, no more fried foods for me. Fried foods, guys, that's huge. It's huge to cut back on as many fried foods as possible. Now, I'm no Gandhi, guys. I'm not perfect. I still eat fried foods. I haven't given it all up yet, right? So, with that being said, we just have to work on it day by day and watch the things we put into our temples, our bodies, because remember, guys, it's all about feeling positive, positive thinking, and it's all connected. Your habits. What are we talking about now? The foods we eat. Remember, humans are habitual creatures. I started off with saying that. So what we eat is definitely a habit. The habit of what we eat. We have to change those habits, right? Don't look to break or fight anything. Just create good habits. Okay, Boxing Monster says turkey bacon is not that terrible. So, guys, I guess we're going to stay on the theme of food, which I don't mind this because it's still all power tied into the power of the mind and what you think. Kick that. Oh, well, it flew away. That's good. So, turkey bacon is terrible. Oh, he said it is terrible. Now, turkey patties from Costco are the bomb. Boxing Monster says, happy belated birthday, Samuel Shaw. Yeah, happy belated to you, Samuel. I wish you many more, bro. And me the same. I agree with that. Boxing Monster says, and happy birthday to your daughter, D. Jefferson. I'll tell her you said that, Boxing Monster. Well, there you go. Okay, so D. Jefferson, thank you, fam. I fast 14 hours a day before oh, wow. Now that is, listen, that's dedication, and that is will. I know a lot of people online, of course, not any personally, but that I socialize with online that actually only eat once a day. And one guy that I socialize with online, bro, this dude is cut up. He's about 205. He's only like 5'10". He's 205, and I mean he's cut up, and he only eats once a day. He eats no meat. He doesn't even. She's straight vegan. I'm pescatarian because I still eat seafood, but he's straight vegan. He eats no meat. Period. Not sea animals or land animals. One time a day, and dude, it looks like he would eat a mountain of food because he's so big and cut up. But that's it. Just one time a day. It's a lifestyle, and so John Kramer, it's tough, but if you can do it, it's actually pretty healthy. It's a pretty healthy way to live. So shout out to John Kramer for that way of living. I don't think that he'll have a problem with obesity. That's for sure. Okay, so Samuel Shaw says Boxing Monster King James didn't write the Bible. 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day were divided into 6 groups. For the OT, for the New, for the Old Testament 2, for the New Testament 1. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of facts to that. I don't want to go into that right now, Samuel. Well, we will dedicate a day to that because that's a whole session. And if I even start that up, you know, sure, I got to leave here in about 15 minutes or so anyway, 10 or 15 minutes anyway. But it's some truth to that. We will talk about that, brother. We will dig into that. All right. So John Kramer says, only thing about weight loss is I had to buy new clothes. Yeah. Whoops. Hey, John, vice versa, bro. Weight gain, because I'm on this weight gain thing, bro. I went all the way down to 114 pounds, bro. I mean, that thing took me down. I almost checked out of here, but so I'm probably back to 140 now, but I still got about 42, about 40 pounds plus to go. um, but gaining weight, gotta buy a lot of new clothes too. Like these little ass boxes I got now, man, look like something my son wore when he was 15, but I have to buy all new boxes later. Just all the boxes I had before. After I finally got out of bed, man, them things look like shorts on me. Damn near came to my knees and slid right off. Whoop! They wouldn't even stay on my waist, man. I could put them damn things on my shoulders. But anyway, God bless. I'm here, bro. I'm talking to you guys, and that's what's important. So Boxing Monster says, hold on, no, let me go up. John Kramer, that sounds like you're doing intermittent fasting. Yeah, intermittent fasting. That's exactly what it is. And it's different styles. I think John Kramer's doing the 16-1. Is that what it's called? But it's 14 hours he's doing, but it's 16 hours. So it's 16 hours you don't eat and then you eat. The 8 hours out of the day is the intermittent, but it's similar. It's similar. So anyway, John Kramer. Yes, sir. So there you go. Intermittent fasting, no doubt. Boxing Monster says, Samuel Shaw, stop hijacking the chat. You guys are funny. D. Jefferson, it's no need to go into that. Just put in my box. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yep. You got to keep Boxing Monster in check, man, because this dude is the wildest dude in the chat for sure. John Kramer said, D. Jefferson, what happened, fam? Oh, to the cam, I was smoking, bro. I'm gonna be honest, and I don't want to do that on camera anymore. So there you go. Cam's back on for you, brother. Um. So anyway, let's see. What's good? The Black Horseman promote. Oh, Black. Okay, I see you, Black. I didn't know you coming like that. Let me rinse you up with that one too, though. I didn't know you was like that, brother. Black coming at me with the burner account. Nah, I'm just messing with you, dog. I saw it. I'm gonna wrench that one up too, Black. Um, but hey, shout out to you, Black. Thanks for coming. We just talk about the power of the mind, bro. Positive thinking. You know, we got into foods because Samuel Shaw said the foods you eat also matter, and it's a fact because I broke down, and while we stayed on foods, is this is what I broke down. You break down the word dis-ease, and you look at the foods that you put into your body. Some of these foods give you gas. Some of these foods give you indigestions, clog your arteries, high cholesterol, and it makes you feel uneasy, right? It makes your body feel uneasy, dis-ease, right? And if you continue to eat these foods and your body continues to feel that dis-ease, then what formulates in your body? Disease. Disease comes from these foods. So you break down the word disease in the foods you put in. And so we started to continue on foods because foods are very important. And I spoke of how I'm pescatarian, which is just like vegan. Besides, I eat seafoods, but I don't eat any land animals or byproducts of them. And so we just kind of kept digging in the food, and that's just to catch you up, Black. Um, so John Kramer says, in high school I was big time athlete, man. I'm just trying to get down to that weight. Yeah, so was I, and I'm trying to get back up, John. It's funny we're doing the same thing, trying to get back to weights. But I'm going up and you're going down. Wouldn't it be lovely if we could just trade, John, and just you know what I mean? You slap me about a good 40 pounds, and I'll be good, you'll be good instantly. That would be a dream. All right, so Samuel Shaw says, oh, okay, yep, Black Horseman, salute, no doubt. Chin Smoke said, what's good, Black Horseman? LOL, this the original channel. Huh? Okay, I got you, bro. You know, I'm a newcomer to the UGC. I wasn't even there for your original channel, but I'm gonna subscribe to that one too. If you're still putting content on it and everything else, I'm gonna subscribe to that one too. Hey, and anybody in the chat, I think most of you guys in the chat already subscribed. Go subscribe to the UGC. Everybody in the UGC, the Black Horseman. Shout out to Unbiased, ILTBA, Jalik, the leader. Uh, Make sure I don't forget anybody. Black Samuel Shaw, Charles D, Boxing Monster. Um, you know, shout out to the whole damn UGC, bro. You know, those my dudes. And I know people in the UGC don't get down with them, but shout out to the LDBC, man. They a bigger movement than just this boxing talk, man. They doing a lot of things outside of boxing, and we have to look for the positive in people. And this is what my whole segment is about, power of the mind, positive thinking. And I'm going to get ready to close it out with this, guys, because I have to take my daughter. But I want to close it out with this speaking on the LDBC. We have to look for positive in people. We have to look for the good that people are doing. And a lot of people don't like the narratives or such that the LDBC pushes concerning boxing, but the LDBC, they're a movement and they're bigger than boxing. They're doing a lot of positive things for the African American community outside of boxing. And so that has to be appreciated and respected. That's something that I would desire to focus on when I think about the LDBC. And so let's only focus on the positive in people. And it's easy in this country to focus on the negative in life and the negative in things. Let's focus on the positive, people. And let's stay positive and let's think positive. And this is part one. I'll see you guys later. And you know, we'll talk a little deeper. I appreciate all you guys coming out, no doubt. And as I always say, it's not sports, but for the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.